low glute as you exhale to lift the leg. Inhale to lower. So breathe out to lift. Breathe in lower. Just move back a little bit because I feel like I'm not in line. It's hard to know as well without somebody or without a mirror. Thinking of that length. Squeeze the glutes. So really consciously focus on that gluteal muscle. I find myself sometimes veering away just because I'm not thinking about it. And then I bring myself back and think, no, I've really got to use that muscle. Otherwise you risk really overusing your hip flexors, which is what we're trying to avoid. I also like to think of a relaxed or a dead knee and a dead foot. 2 more. Inhale to lower. Last one. And little circles. Again, nice and slow, breathing in your own time. Reaching that knee around the hip joint. It's a fundamental exercise, but it is very effective. And another direction. Breathing in your own time. Lifting up and over. Tummy stays drawing in, underneath waist stays lifted. Last one. And release. Pummel it out. Again. Rolling onto the back. Take the foot of the leg that you were using, place it on the opposite knee, interlock your hands behind the thigh and draw it toward you. Length through the back of the neck, shoulders down, tailbone on the mat. Stretching out through the glute. Two more breaths. And then extending the legs out long. You can roll onto your side and hop up, or you can roll up into sitting. We're going to go into 4-point kneeling. Breathing in, lifting the head, the chest, and the arms. Breathe out, rolling up into sitting. Going to come up onto hands and knees now. Remember that when you're on your hands and knees, your knees are directly underneath your hips, hands directly underneath the shoulders, shoulders drawing away from the ears, ears in line with the shoulders. Almost like you're trying to create a double chin, but you're not looking down. You're kind of looking forward. If your hands were the base of a triangle, your eyes would be looking at the pinnacle of that triangle. From here, we're just going to go into a cat stretch. So you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, I want you to really think about rounding your lower back. Don't really worry about what's happening with your upper back. Just that lower back for me. Deepen into it. My upper back will move. It just isn't about me trying to push my upper back. It's about me trying to tuck my tail under and deepen into my lower back. Then I'm going to come back through neutral, breathing in, and as you breathe out, you're going to draw your shoulders back and you're going to try and extend your upper back. Not worrying too much about what's happening with your lower back. Shoulders draw back. Think of drawing a necklace through your arms. Breathe in neutral. Breathe out, tuck that tail under, rounding the lower back. Big stretch. Breathing in neutral. Breathe out, shoulders back, chest up. Reach into extension. And then just sit back on your heels in your child's pose stretch. You can either do that with your arms really reaching forward. You can have them behind you, depending on what's more comfortable for you. You can also walk your hands to the right, reaching the left side long, and walk your hands to the left, reaching the right side long. Coming back up onto hands and knees. Shoulders are drawing back. We're going to start with a tricep push-up. I'm going to go into a quadruped plank. Remember that when you're doing your triceps, you want to make sure that your elbows go toward your knees. Your body weight is going to pitch forward and your shoulders should stay over your wrists. We breathe in as we lower the chest. And we breathe out to lift. Note that I don't go all the way. We're going to breathe in lower. Breathe out, lift. Breathing in. Breathing in. The aim here is to keep your shoulders back. Pressing through the back of your arms. Try not to drop your shoulders too much. 3 more. 2. Last one. Have a shell stretch, just stretch it out. I like to just stretch out through my wrists as well because I get a bit wristy. If you find that you're getting a little too wristy, come up onto your fists or grab a pair of weights and put them under your hands. We're going to go into our quadruped plank, tucking the toes under, maintaining a neutral position, taking a breath in. As we breathe out, we're just going to float the knees off the mat, holding for 10, 9. In this position, you're really drawing your tummy in, keeping your shoulders back, lifting through the chest, squeeze the glutes, lower down, breathing in, and breathe out, lift, straight up. It's just a hover, trying not to move anything else. Try not to lift from your back, lift from your quads, your hip flexors, and your tummy. Breathing in, last one. Breathing out, holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and forward down. Have a transfer stretch. Coming down onto your tummy for me, we're going to do some glutes and some hamstring work. I think we had a towel underneath your tummy when we did this in the other video, so I'm going to grab a towel and pop it underneath my tummy just to show you why. What we want to achieve is that we're using the hamstrings and the glutes, not the lower back. If I'm lifting my body, or my leg, I should say, and my back is going, did you see my body weight move? You may have, I may not have. That means my back is working, if my body weight moves. All I want to do is just lift the leg. So I'm going to just start with a single leg lift. You can add ankle weights to this, as heavy as you like. Shoulders back, forehead on the hands, and we're going to squeeze the glute and the hamstring and just lift the leg. We're going to do 10. Breathing out as we lift, breathing in as we lower. You want to really think about reaching that leg long away from you. 3 more. 3. Try not to let your hip lift. Last one. And then other side. So keeping the pubic bone down. The towel is really helpful because it helps to just stabilize the pelvis so that we're not using the lower back. But don't forget that your core needs to be switched on too. Squeeze the back of that leg. You may feel a significant difference between legs. That's quite normal. Last 2. 2. And 1. And then we're going to bend the knee and we're going to lift and lower. And what your body's going to want to do in this position is going to want to turn the knee out. So you've got to think about your knees being close to each other and also reaching long through the knee. We've got 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend that leg, then the other side, and we lift for 9. Again, knees stay parallel, shoulders down, thinking of length through the spine. You can see my body wanting to try and compensate, but I'm not really thinking about it. It's not about how much lift you can get, it's about your technique. 2, Last one. Gonna add those two together now. Flex, lift, extend, lower. Bend, lift, extend, lower. So we bend, we lift, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing in. Last 5. And 4. 3. 2. Last one. Other side. We bend, lift, extend, lower. Bend, lift. Keep those knees in line. Squeeze through the back of the leg. Bend, lift, extend, lower. 5 more. Obviously my counting is not that good, as I'm thinking about many things, which you'll find you'll probably do too. We tend to do about 10 reps of each. Last one. Up, extend, and lower. I'm going to take the towel out from underneath. I'm going to go into some back extension. So hands are down by your sides, forehead on the mat. Again, tucking your tail under, pubic bone down, belly button in. Legs are nice and long. You can have your legs active, but don't lift them up. So they can be switched on and they can be working a little bit, but just that's it. Forehead down, external rotation of the shoulder, shoulders back. Palms face down or they face you. We're going to breathe in as we lift our head, our chest, and reach our arms to our feet. And we breathe out to lower down. So really get those shoulders rolled back in their sockets. And breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. So try and keep your tummy pulling in. As you lift, pubic bone stays on the mat. 3 more. In the last 2, you can add some arms. So breathe in, breathe out, bring the arms around to T position. Breathe in, bring them back down by your sides, keeping the shoulders back. Breathe out, lower. Breathing in. Breathing out, bringing the arms around to T position. Breathe in, bring them back down by your sides. Keep length through the spine. Breathe out, lower down. Push up into your hands. Sit back. So again, you can kind of play around with that one. I really like to include back extension all the time because it's so important to get our chest open. But don't feel it in your lower back. If you start to feel like, oh my God, my lower back's working, put the towel back underneath your tummy. Okay, I'm gonna finish with a mermaid stretch. So sitting up, your legs in the mermaid position. Arms out in T position. Sure, I've done this on the reformer, but on the mat it's a little bit different but similar. So we're gonna reach across. So if your legs are left leg in front, arms are out and you're gonna reach across to the left, thinking of even length through both sides of the waist. You're gonna lower the left arm down, right arm will come up a little bit. Body stays still as we draw the tummy in and rotate the body towards the arm. Try not to have your shoulders up, keep them down and lift long into extension. So reach through your arms. And in this position, you can also draw your tummy in and round your spine, giving you a nice stretch in that flexed direction. Then we come back to neutral. Open the arm, breathing in. We breathe out, lifting up. Come back to center. Breathe in, take your right elbow on your right thigh. Breathe out, left arm up and over. I want to try and turn to look up under your left armpit. I really like this stretch. for lower back